Welcome to 108 Gate. This reading is for us to have a look at the energies, have a little explore, have a look into what inspiration or information can be coming in. And today's word is dot. Now, have a think about, have a feel into what do you think or feel when you think about the word dot. What is dot? So even as I was going over the letters and picking out the word, there were other words that were coming in, such as petulance, and there was a whole array of words coming in, but there were long words, and it's like, okay, fine, picking out letters and it'll stop. This one was kind of like dot. So again, have a think about how you see the word dot, perceive the word dot, what it brings up, what images does it bring up, what notions does it bring up, and allow your consciousness now to expand and question the word dot. Why am I saying this word so much? It's because it's got so many different things it wants to start off from and go out to, and from out to in. So the dot. A dot is usually, possibly, depending on where you are, who you are, whatever that is, but let's go with the assumption that a dot is like a dot. A small thing like a speck, a dot of dust, a speck of dust, a dot on the paper with a pen, a dot. There's like a dot, like where the thread has gone through and it looks like a dot. It's a small thing, but the thing is, if we look at that dot in relation to a nano version of it, how small can a dot be? How much bigger can a dot be? So if you look at the word dot, and I'm shuffling the cards as we're going through the word, the meaning of the word, or the expression or the exploration of the word dot. Like how you go from dot to dot, join the dots, cross your T's, dot your I's, things like that. There's loads and loads of different ways you're going to use the word dot. If you remember any, or you know of any, or you agree with some of them, or don't agree with some of them, let us know in the comments, because I think this is a really interesting word to explore, especially culturally. What is perceived as a dot in some places may be a speck, or it may be that a dot may be actually a circle in some places. It depends how you see the word dot. Like when you have polka dots, is that really a polka dot, or is it a polka circle? Like the polka dots are usually quite significantly large, so it's interesting to see how the words are changing. Sorry, just flew out 2 cards. Masculine, here we go. The Lovers and the Moon upside down. They flipped upside down. I've checked, they're all up right, so we're all right, we're good. So the Lovers, the Moon upside down. Expressions of expressions. Expressions of expressions. So how do we express expressions? How do we express emotions? So if we're expressing something, we're trying to express something that we are trying to express, if that makes sense. Dot to dot. Follow the dots. Join up the clues. Are we expressing it accurately, or is it that the dot joins the dot, but the way to get to the dot is not straightforward? And when we get there, and how we get there, is it that it's perceived one way by one person and it's perceived another way by another person? So it's interesting thing coming up right now. Okay, so we've got this. It's just flipped upside down again. So we're going to leave it upside. It's upside down. You can't have communication flowing if you're not understanding which dots have to be connected. For example, if you have a dot to dot, usually if it's numbers, you'll start with number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. But if your instructions are go backwards, I don't know, it could be some cognitive exercise. You've got to go from 100 back and connect it to 1. Technically it's the same thing, possibly, but if the actual dots are numbered backwards, then it wouldn't be, would it? I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Dot to dot. This is the exploration that's happening. That's why I thought, well, do I go with it or not? It's like, I'm going with it because that's what's coming up. Justice comes in when you identify some aspects where there may be a different perspective of things. So you may have been perceiving something as one way, and someone else may have been perceiving something as another way. Therefore, miscommunication happens, misunderstandings happen, and an expression of an expression is topped over, topsy-turvy. Therefore, depleting the actual level of love being expressed. If we go to that part and we start understanding how others are joining their dots, this happened plus this happened, therefore this plus this connecting that dot to that dot equals this outcome. What if we actually start looking at the process of what happened along the way of connecting from one dot to another dot? What were the diversions? What were the miscommunications? What were the misunderstandings that were occurring from connecting one dot to another dot? It's like the scenario of assuming on some level. So we have one outcome. So we connect the dots, but are we connecting the dots accurately? There we go. Are we connecting the dots to the point of actually having truth before us, or is it a version of the truth? Then allowing the communication to come in, letting the communication flow, which is then allowing self to express accurately certain expressions, expressing it in a different way. Well, I meant this. Well, I didn't mean that. I meant this. I thought you meant. See how it works? Dot to dot. Is it the correct dot? The lovers, therefore, is able to bring in a different kind of expression of emotion. That's really sweet. And these two have come in, wanting to be here. The Fool and Six of Coins. So, the Fool taking a new step, taking a new leap, taking a new journey, going into something new. Maybe it's a new chapter, maybe it's a new relationship altogether, maybe it's a new connection of self, maybe it's a new expression of self, maybe it's something that you haven't connected with around yourself in a long time, or it's new. There's something within yourself, a desire that you've wanted to try out or explore, but you've never had the courage to actually do it because you weren't connecting your own dots. If I do this, the outcome is possibly going to be this, because you've seen it in a different version of coming out that way. You've seen other people do it and it came out not in the most favourable way. So you connected the dots, your dots, as in like, well, it's not going to work out for me either. Then realign your dots, scrub it clean, purify it, get your own dots, and you start seeing yourself going from dot to dot in the cleanest, effective, efficient, and most ideal for yourself. Don't look at other people's dots, other people connecting that dot to that dot. If you don't understand something or you're not clear about something, ask. Get the details. There's no shame or problem in asking for clarity, getting that clarity. If anything, it actually shows a sense of courage and strength that we were talking about yesterday or the day before. Knowing and finding that strength and courage that you had, but you didn't realise it, because when it's yourself, for some reason, we don't acknowledge our own courage and strength to come to a situation, to get to a certain situation, to come out of a situation. It takes a certain level of courage and strength at times. Therefore, acknowledge that now, completely shifting and changing the way you are connecting your dots. If that doesn't make complete sense, I think it's going to make sense later on. There's going to be more aspects of this. I can feel it kind of brewing. So the Fool with the Six of Coins, like, where is the equality and the quality coming in? Six of Coins usually has 4 on the one side, 2 on the other side. What is it actually bringing in? Maybe that is equal. That there's 4 given to this side because 4 4/6 of the work was done in this part and 2/6 were done in this part, therefore it's divided appropriately? Or is it a sense of inequality, bringing in justice to start being more equal and even? Therefore, start looking at things and measuring in a different way. Look at how you measure yourself. Look at how you measure others and their deeds. Do you measure your deeds in the same way as you measure someone else's? If someone's been generous to you, do you measure yourself the same way when you're being generous to others? Do you be generous to yourself in the same way? Loads and loads and loads of things to explore here. I'm actually digging this vibe, and it's definitely worth going in deeper. So today, for the word dot, feel welcome to put some comments in below about what you think of when you think of dot, you perceive as dot, what you'd want to move forward with. Dot, dot, dot. Peace and love.